I was able to contribute to my team and the wins that we had, so I'm very grateful for that.
What goes into your goal setting for the year? You get ready for the season, you think about what you want to do personally, what you guys want to accomplish as a team. What are the things that you try to evaluate when you set your goals for the season?
Well, the number one goal is to win the Natty. We come here for that, so that's definitely our number one goal. But personally, I just kind of look at the things that I need to work on or that I need to improve on, especially off of this year, and then kind of attack it from there.
How do you balance trying to celebrate and enjoy this week as for everything that you've accomplished this year, and at the same time know that the team is trying to use this as a building block for next season?
It's not hard. Our main goal out here is to come out and win. We're not too focused on next year or anything like that. Our focus is right here, so it's not too hard at all.
You had a chance to talk with Jim Knowles when he came in?
Yes, we did. We're excited to have him. It was a short conversation, but we're definitely excited.
What was your impression of him?
I thought he was a cool guy. I didn't get too much of a read on him, but I will enjoy it.
Awesome.
Ronnie, does it feel just weird that we're having these conversations about the next coordinator? You guys meet him in the middle of preparing for there's still one more game here on Saturday.
Yeah, I mean, it's a business at the end of the day. Stuff like this happens, so you just kind of got to adapt to it and move on.
How do you see your role changing at all into next season?
I honestly cannot answer that question. I don't really know what their plans are necessarily for next year, but I'm sure I will know soon in the future.
Has Josh been around at all lately to start moving, get ready for the spring?
I'm pretty sure he's had a good place in his recovery. He'll be ready for next year.
How's your experience been in LA so far with Disneyland and everything like that, all the events?
Despite the rain and it's a little bit colder than I expected, it's been cool. This is my second time out here in LA, so I'm fortunate. I'm just taking it all in out here with my guys.
Yeah, totally. How does it feel just to be surrounded by so many of your best friends, and how's the team atmosphere?
It's good. These moments last for a lifetime. You're out here with your brothers and trying to make the most of it. So we're definitely taking it in, we're cherishing it, and it's exciting.
Yeah, definitely take it all in. One last question for you. If you were to pick one actor to cast you in a movie, who would it be and why?
That's a great question. I like a lot of movies. I'd probably have to go with either Seth Rogen or Denzel Washington. I know that's kind of wild, but those are two of my guys. I love both of them, so I'll go with either one of them.
Ronnie, when you look at Utah, is there a team that you've played that you can kind of compare them to in terms of what they run schematically, or are they kind of their own kind of thing?
They run a lot of 12, some 13 personnel, not too much 11. You get that sometimes in the Big Ten, so it's not too much of a shocker, but it's definitely a little bit more run, I would say, oriented, more bigger people on the field than some games that we played.
And then what kind of challenges does their offense present? Obviously, they have a reputation for being very physical. Kind of excited about facing that opportunity to.
Yeah, we're definitely excited for it. They like to run the ball a lot. They like to put big people on the field. And they have a really good quarterback as well. He's savvy. He's been there for a while, so we're excited for the challenge.
Ronnie, you have a chance on Saturday to reach triple digits in terms of tackle total. What would it mean to you to reach 100 plus tackles on the season?
It would be really cool. Just being able to contribute, throughout this whole season has been a blessing for me. And for me to reach that milestone would be something that I would definitely take care of.
Have you had a chance to kind of sit back and reflect on your season, being able to fit in as that bullet in the defense? Really, Ohio State probably didn't imagine as much production out of you as you gave.
Yeah, I would say it'd be easier to do that after this game. Our focus is still trying to get this win before the end of the season. But definitely after the season, I'll definitely do that.
Is there one area of your game where you felt you just really grew compared to past seasons of playing football?
Honestly, this is my first time playing football this season since 2019, I believe. So I'll just be comparing everything to this year.
So getting back on the field, just how did you feel throughout the whole season and playing as well as you did? Just what was that like?
It was great. I definitely had some ups and downs on my process to get in there. It wasn't all good, but I stayed strong. I stayed focused. So it was just a blessing to be out there and just help my team get some wins.
Was there anybody over the course of the season that you kind of leaned on, maybe a veteran or something like that, a captain, anything that you felt really gave you advice every week as you watched film and prepared?
I would say, pretty much, all the guys in the room. We have a tight knit group. I feel like I can go to anyone on the team, honestly.
And just Ohio State's secondary in general, just how did you assess the level of play that you guys had all season and where you guys improved?
We had a lot of improvement. I said it earlier, we had not too much experience coming into the season, especially in the secondary, with Cam Brown being the only returning starter in the secondary. So you need a room to improve. You need a games on our own experience, and I think we got that. Our chemistry has definitely gone, not only as a secondary, but as a whole defense. So I'm definitely excited for the future.
How did you evaluate Bryson Shaw's level of play? Is he just like you? He came in and got more snaps than he ever has. How did he seem kind of preparing for games? What's his demeanor like, and just how does he work in the weight room, practice field?
Bryson's definitely one of the hardest workers on our team. He's a very detailed guy. If I ever have any questions about anything that the coaches are installing, I know I can definitely go to him. I love being out there with him, looking to my left and my right and seeing my field. It definitely gives me a boost.
I mean, we could just see his energy after the final game of the regular season. We saw his energy throughout the whole season. He was also somebody who got an interception, and as were you. So just can you take me back to that interception, just what you saw on that play, and just how you felt being able to take it back like you did?
From Tim and Marston's or mine?
Yours from the season.
From Akron? Yeah, that was actually definitely one of my favorite moments, I would say, of the season. I kind of just went in for the tackle, not really expecting the ball at all, thinking I was just going to make a third down stop. But the ball went right through the tight end's hands, and it kind of just fell into my pocket. And I looked down and I saw the ball, and I was like, I got to run. It was that kind of thing. But yeah, that was really cool, though. For sure. No problem.
Ronnie, what's it like prepping for a game defensively? You're in a weird situation where Jim Knowles is about to come in. It's kind of the last game of a defensive era, waiting for a new defensive era to start. What's that been like over the last month?
Not too confusing or anything like that. The coaches have done a great job of making sure our focus stays strong on beating Utah. So that's been our main goal. That's our main reason we're out here right now. So it's not been too bad trying to focus on that.
Yeah, I know you guys talk a lot of X's and O's and film watching in practice, but just the mindset of the practice, what has it been like? Has it been laid back? You guys going harder than usual? Both practices could go either way.
We're out here, it's game week. So, we're full throttle in every aspect. We're excited for this game, and we know what needs to be done. Preparation is key, and that's what we're doing now.
I know you guys don't lose a lot of games here, and you always want to get back out quickly. This time you got to sit on one for a month. Does that make an angrier team? Are you guys getting frustrated, almost impatient, wanting to play?
I wouldn't say that. I would say we're excited for this game. We're ready to play, and like I said, we're excited.
How familiar are all the players with the history of this game? I know people my age and older think of this as the biggest deal of all the bowl games. Are you guys familiar with that history? Have you talked about that at all?
Most definitely. You grow up watching the greats play in this game. Some of the greatest players ever touch a football play in this game. We're all pretty much have the knowledge on it. And, we kind of know that this is a big deal. Like you said, it's a granddaddy of the game.
Thanks, man.
From a lot of people, the question is, how motivated is Ohio State? We know Utah is. How motivated is Ohio State? How would you answer that question?
I'm very motivated. It's not even a question for us. Our main goal is to come out here and win. So I would say we're very motivated, definitely.
Is that what happened a month ago? Is that part of the equation?
Definitely left a bad taste in our mouth. But we put that game behind us. Our main focus is on Utah. Trying to send the seniors out the right way, trying to send the guys who this is their last game, send them out the right way.
You're going to have a new defensive coordinator, at least a tweaked scheme. How excited are you about that?
I would say I'm excited. Jim knows, he's done a great job at his previous school, and he looks really good on paper as well. So I'm excited for the future.
And Matt Barnes has been essentially your coordinator this year. What kind of job do you think he's done, and how much would you like to continue working with him?
He's done a great job. I've said a long time ago, but he does a great job of teaching and explaining things to players, and I like that. A lot of coaches, they do things in different ways, but one thing I like about him is his ability to explain something to his players and stuff like that. So I'm looking forward to being coached by him in the future as well too.
Do you have any indication for sure he'll be back? I'm assuming he is.
I have no idea about any of that, so we'll probably find. You guys will probably find out before me if anything.
Not to stir anything up, but to stir some things up. After the team up north game, some comments were made about calling maybe the toughness of your team in question. How much does that piss you off?
It definitely does, but they came out the better team, played better in that game, and they won that game, and that's that. Like I said earlier, we kind of put that game behind us. We're focused on Utah right now, and our main goal is to get this win.
I get a sense you expected this kind of year. Is that right?
Yes. I've always had high expectations for myself, so I definitely expected the best for myself.
What's the next step for you?
Coming back next year and trying to win a national championship.
Any personal goals, or is that
I haven't really dived into next year, my personal goals for next year yet. Like I said, we're trying to get this win right now. Let stuff come when it comes. No problem.
What do you, Sonny Styles, who just recently signed, plays all three levels on defense, reclassified. Could you imagine doing that as going from your junior year, like immediately trying to enroll in college? What are your thoughts on something like that?
This process, there's no blueprint to it. Some guys' processes are going to be different than others. If he feels that's best for him, we're both momentum together. We're excited for him. We're going to have open arms for him.
Have you spoken to Sonny at all, or not really?
On his visits, stuff like that. He's been to a couple practices and stuff like that. So just about that. But there'll definitely be more once he gets on campus.
Did you guys learn anything from that last game? Or was there any takeaway, good or bad, from that last game?
We watched the film, made the corrections, and excited to go out on Saturday and play ball again.
How's practice been so far?
It's been great. The energy's been high. It's hard not to have energy. You're playing in the Rose Bowl. It's such a prestigious bowl game. So the energy's been up. We're super excited. Like I said earlier, the guys, we're full throttle right now, so we're excited.
Can you talk about the tradition of playing for Ohio State?
Pardon me?
Can you talk about the tradition of playing for Ohio State?
I wouldn't say pressure, but there's definitely a standard that you gotta uphold. There's been greats that have come before you that have kind of paved the way for us, and what Ohio State really is and what it means to be a Buckeye. So it's a great tradition, and it's honestly an honor to wear that jersey with your last name on the back of it.